Come out of the box.
Hello YouTube, cheers and welcome to The Basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
And The Basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. So welcome back, Basement family. You may or you may not know that xxxTentacion got knocked the F out on stage in Cali. This was last week. After talking so much crap on IG about Rob Stone and the stupid back and forth stemming from who should be an opener or who should be the second act on the designer tour, it's all crazy and it's ridiculous. But he got knocked out. Now some say that this is just a symptom of the hip hop turning more into a spectacle and less into an art. We're losing the art, they're saying. Okay? So we're gonna debate it. Listen, please press that subscribe button, y'all. Let us know you love real hip-hop debate like we do. Also, as always, the beats that you're hearing are Team Box Cutter beats, and if you want them, right down there, the link is in the description. Check us out. Today's question: is the xxxTentacion knockout a symptom of hip-hop becoming more of a spectacle than an art? And maybe, is it soon to be lost? With that being said, there you go. And today, we got Calvin X here in a special interview so he can shed some light on what this is all about, what this music is, all right? And if it's going too far. The question is...
Trying to read the question now.
Okay.
Every time I read his name, it's like, damn, what the fuck?
All right,
Man, his name is a spectacle.
the question is...
What is going on?
His name is a spectacle.
His name is a spectacle.
That's true. The question is the xxxTentacion knockout a symptom of hip-hop becoming more of a spectacle than an art?
So you have problems with it too, don't you?
Yeah, I just call it... I call him xxXTentacion. That makes it easier for me. So xxXTentacion knockout, is that a symptom of hip-hop becoming more of a spectacle than an art? And maybe even soon to be lost? I'll tell you what, we'll see what Calvin X has to say about that. Check it out. We gotta bring in the young dudes. The young dudes who do this type of music, EDM, trap, trip hop, mixed with straight up drill, if you will, right? It's a completely young movement. And we would be remiss if we didn't have someone like Calvin X. Calvin X, how you doing, brother?
You doing good? How you doing, baby?
Chillin', man, chillin'.
You know, I always hold it down for Team Box Cutter, Pentium Records, baby. You know what I mean? That's
Facts.
family right there, baby. That's the team.
Facts. Listen, we try to get as in-depth as possible in the basement because that's who we are. It's a debate show. It's not like, you know, the Kardashians or some sort of, what's that midget show? The young people of whatever it is.
You said the midget show.
You know the shows about
Little
the
Women
midget,
of-
the Little Women of whatever the hell it is.
Why did you bring them up?
Because that's not what this is. Like, we're not a reality show. We're a show about information, entertainment.
Definitely not the midget show. Definitely not that, okay? Don't do that to them like that.
I can't, man.
I fuck with my little niggas, man, like that, man.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
So, from the point of view of who I would call an EDM trap hip-hop artist, which is you,
Okay.
I think that this is punk music. Super gritty, super grimy, completely against the grain of what was rock and roll at the time, if that makes any sense.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Like it's done on purpose. The spectacle was a part of the art form. It was, I don't want to conform, so I'm going to be as crazy and as ridiculous as possible and as outlandish as possible to overturn the apple cart. The reason why I brought you here was because I wanted to get a further understanding. You said you're not with the spectacle. You're not with the spectacle. Is him getting knocked out? Is this a symptom of the spectacle of hip hop? Like, is it becoming just a spectacle and no longer art?
I'll tell you what, he is an artist just like us. You can tell he's someone just like he's a real kid. He's a real kid with a fucked up life, just like all of us. But what's happening with him is that when you do something like that, what he's doing is no one is there to protect him. No one's there to lead and guide him. No one's there. I believe everyone's there just to kind of be there for the circus and the spectacle show, and then whenever this is done, they go to the new thing. But if we're smart about this could lead to something very, very important, especially with the current state of hip-hop, which is completely horrible, embarrassing, and just something that needs to just go away now. You can put on a spectacle if it calls for that. But if all you're doing is a spectacle, then now you're not doing anything progressive, and now you're doing nothing at that point.
Which one is XXX?
XXX he's a spectacle. He's a spectacle.
Because you say he's a spectacle, and you also say that it's punk rock, which many people in rock and roll thought was a spectacle when they first came out with the crazy mohawks and the black and white checkers. When you say XXX is a spectacle because he gets knocked the F out, is it just punk rock?
I just want to when you're doing what he's doing with trying to progress everything, which I respect, and I actually like I love the guy, I love him. But when you do it in a way to where you do it wrong, which is attracting the wrong attention, and now you have problems every time you go out. Now you do a show, and there's always going to be violence in a situation. Now, what's the point of making it and then going through more drama than you were going through before you made it?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
If you're going to be the leading force and the leading face to be this person, you need to have the control. If you really want this to happen and if this to really work, you want to move hip-hop, punk rock, whatever you call it, forward. You have to accept the responsibility that comes with that, and he's not doing that.
So you don't have no lyrics like that?
What do you mean?
You don't have no lyrics that could get you knocked out on stage? Be honest, like you don't have that?
I do, but like I said,
I'll let your boy. I'll let your boy.
Like I said,
what are we talking about?
Like I said, if it were to come down to that, that's the brand that I've actually, I've built for myself. I'll be ready for that, but the way I would do it was just be in a little bit more control in the way that this nigga is doing.
Yeah, just the fact that I never heard of the kid, his music hasn't come across my radar, speaks to something. No, to answer the question, is this a symptom of us
hip-hop becoming
more of a spectacle? No. We're in a Snapchat, Instagram, Insta-fame.
We're in a Snapchat, Instagram, Insta-fame
era, generation. And so where you would have had fights and spectacles in the 90s, they just wasn't covered as much, so they wasn't seen as much. They went as folklore, they went as hearsay, they went as rumors, until you could actually see it. And a lot of times you didn't see what, the altercations that went on in the 90s. This generation is different. And because of that, anytime there's an altercation, anytime there's foolishness, which is often provoked by the internet, by Instagram, by Facebook, by Snapchat, where dudes is on there beefing and showing their money, showing their guns, talking about how tough they are. That's covered a lot. It's easy to see. You can click it right on. You don't have to hear or listen to anybody's, dialogue or anybody's foolishness. You can just see, XXX getting punched or knocked out and going to sleep on stage. So I think it's a symptom of, like I said, the generation and that, where it's easy access to see those spectacles. But it's the hip hop itself, the culture, becoming a spectacle. I don't subscribe to that. I think where a lot of times where there's a lack of artistic creativity, you'll see foolishness. Case in point, Soulja Boy, all the foolishness that he was doing over the last couple of months. When there's no substance there, when there's no art there, for lack of better words, then you'll see the foolishness. He'll say, well, I'm from Fruit Town, Peru, and we know him as a double platinum rapper that said super soak that hoe. So, you know, those are the spectacles. And you know, because like I said, the generation that we live in, where you can go to Instagram and see this, or you can go to your Facebook page and see this, you can go to, you know, all the other social media outlets and see this type of stuff, then, you know, it gets covered. You see it, you see it more, and you see it in variety. But I don't think that the culture itself is becoming that. I think there's a lot of people that still put into the art form, and you may not have seen their face yet, but I think there's a lot of people still contributing to the art form that we know is hip hop, and doing a good job with it.
Okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that, but I asked Calvin basically the same thing, but I put it in terms of, like I was saying, was the type of music it is. The spectacle is kind of built in. Or is it built in? And this is what he had to say. It's easier to be on the outside and say, oh, look at him, look what he's doing. And then you're also on the inside because you're a part of this young generation coming up that has no more boundaries. And you talked about it in your music. You so happen to be at a better skill level. And this is what I think is the difference. He has to use the spectacle to get on because his skill level isn't there. It's simply the new wave, and the spectacle is a part of it. The fact that you're good enough not to get reprised, or you might be able to circumvent some of them things, that same spectacle is what gets him on. Because his lyrics aren't. He's no Emily Dickinson. Like,
who the fuck is that?
Right, he's not a poet. He's no Maya Angelou.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is
that music is crazy.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I think that he's doing a lot of things unnecessarily. He's drawing a lot of unnecessary attention, a lot of unnecessary drama into his life. Like, you need to be enjoying this part. You need to be enjoying where you're at and what he's doing, and I feel like he's destroying it. Like, getting into all these beefs. As soon as you walk through the door to success,
facts.
The only thing that's going on is beefs, and now you can't even do a show because now you got everybody in the crowd. Somebody's in the crowd trying to fucking take your head off. Now you get knocked out on stage. Now you're looking bad, and now you know your credibility is kind of being destroyed, and that's not what you want. I like the guy. I think he's a great artist. I think his art form is very relatable to people like us, and I don't want to see that go away and us digress is what I'm saying. I just think that a lot of things that's going on with him is unnecessary. It goes back to lack of guidance is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got knocked out. That comes with it. I might get knocked out one day in my career. I might, just that's my brand as well, and I'm ready for whatever happens with it.
And we're back. I like what the man had to say. I think he echoed your point. It's not that hip-hop itself is turning into a spectacle. It's that these guys are doing it wrong. But there's another part of this question, which is what I think is, I'm not saying that all hip-hop is a spectacle, but I'm saying it's becoming too much of a spectacle because we can get it lost. We can get this thing taken from us. It's been done before. It's been done in rock and roll when we didn't take it seriously. We let them have it, and then over a long period of time, we forgot we invented it. If you go to any jazz class right now at any university, it's filled with white students. You will forget that black people invented it. It was the first American music invented by. So not all hip hop is a spectacle. But the IG talking back and forth and the oohs and the ahs and the who can punch who out. I heard, what is that, Kodak Black? Who was he talking to? Talk to somebody and say, I think it was Lil Wayne, if you think you're better than me, let's fight about it and see. What does that have to do with hip hop?
It doesn't.
And so, you're not all of it. I think it's just too much. I think it's way too much. We stand a chance to lose it here. And I actually brought that up to Calvin, but what do you say to that?
Again, like I said, the fact that you can click and see your favorite hip-hop artist on IG Live I attribute to the sign of the times. And more times than not, the same way if you watch the news, guy who read a story to his son to bed and did homework with his son, you're going to see the guy who got robbed or the guy who got gunned down or the guy who got jacked for his car at the gas pump or the guys who was in the shootout, you know, because it's sensationalized, the negativity, the drama. That's what people click to see, sadly enough. And again, like I said, it all comes back to what kind of art are you actually putting out? Is there substance in the art, or is it just fluff and you want us to believe that you're tough, you're this, you're that, because of the fact there's a lack of substance in your actual music?
On the subject of could we lose it if we don't use this thing properly, Calvin has some interesting things to say. Check this out too. Last broader question.
What's up?
Bump that. We've gone over this a million times. Let me ask a broader question, which is this a symptom of hip hop turning into a spectacle itself? Will we lose this thing if we keep this up?
I believe we've already been losing the essence of hip hop and the actual culture of hip hop for a long time. That's a great question to actually ask, because I want to speak on that. What I feel like is going on in hip hop right now is that it's been slowly being dragged and pulled away from us for a long time without it really being noticed for the majority, for the most part. I feel like it's been slowly being crept in and being slowly kind of replaced with these white rappers, Lil Dicky, G-Eazy.
Wait a minute now. Lil Dicky is nice, man.
Of course,
I think he's moving it forward.
That's cool.
That's what we've been waiting for.
I have no problem with them, but then you look up, and they're the only ones on the billboards. They're going to be the only ones winning awards. They're going to be the only ones winning Grammys now.
Because we've given it away, just like we did rock and roll.
You have these people who I come in contact with to where they are not even exposed to any kind of other form of music. They don't want to listen to anything else. They don't want to live any other kind of life. They have literally been kind of like mind controlled to literally only live this one kind of life and stay in this one kind of world, which is very alarming to me.
Wait a minute, fam.
What do you mean?
Because you do the music means that you're in it, man.
No, I'm not in the same world that everybody else is. I'm not.
Why?
It's because it's something that is going to kill you. It's the hip hop game right now is poisonous, and I don't know if it could be changed. I don't know if there's an antidote for it anymore.
You talk about drugs in your music.
Of course I do. I talk about my real life, but I don't inflict that on everybody else. I say what I do. You understand?
And you say that comes over in your music as opposed to in other people's music where they're trying to push the drugs on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what. Let's put it this way. In my music, you will hear both sides of the world, right? Both sides of the story. You'll hear me uplifting. You'll hear me crying out. You'll hear me talking about God. You'll hear me trying to get my life right, and you'll also hear the other side. Now, when you listen to Future, I have never heard one positive record from him saying...
I've heard a couple. He talked about his sister dying. I remember that song. And that was...
His sister dying.
I believe it was like the death of his sister or something like that. Death of his sister or a family member. I remember that one song, and I was like, wow, that kind of touched me.
It's one song. But is that something that's going to deter these kids away from all of the Molly, Percocet, and the lean that he's always talking about?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that I want to hear both sides of these artists, and they're not.
But
show them your hat real quick. I want you to show them your hat real quick. Can you turn your hat around?
I had to put the Boston hat on, man, because where you from, baby?
Can I see this? Can they see that right there?
What
Boston,
your tattoo?
Massachusetts,
They can't
baby.
see your tattoo, family.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah,
we ain't HD yet, man.
Yeah, we ain't HD yet.
Thank you for showing everybody that we're not HD yet.
Hey, but that's where you're gonna get the realest. That's where you're gonna get the realest at. You know what I mean?
Straight from Boston, coming out of Atlanta or North Side.
The North Side, y'all know about the North Side. I don't say I'm Atlanta. I don't live in Atlanta. I live on the North Side, baby, and they know about that already. They already know about
North Side, man. They gonna call her from Atlanta everywhere else, man. But that's what's up, man. Hey, listen, always good talking to you, brother. Listen, Calvin X Forever coming out next week. The next week, well, as you're hearing this, in a couple days, you will see the thing come out on Audio Mac. A couple weeks after that, you're going to see Dope Wave.
Dope Wave.
The craziest album coming out this summer, period. Trap, EDM, hip-hop. The difference is he's better.
It's just the new wave, man. The new wave, man.
He's better.
It's the wave.
He's better. Interesting, right?
I want y'all to comment and let us know. Honestly, because like I said, I don't listen to this kid a lot, but I am knowledgeable enough to know that he represents a subculture inside of the culture and what's going on, movement,
yeah,
if you will, that's going on. Now, I also notice in the music, and not even in the content, but just in the music itself, it's kind of a different brand. I don't know if it's a different subgenre. You would categorize that as a different type of hip hop, a different form of hip hop, and this is the XX.
Yeah, the xxXTentacion.
Tentacion kid.
I think it's EDM is really the realm.
Please leave in the comments. Educate us. Educate me rather. Is he credible? Or is he a credible MC? Does he, is he what we saying just a spectacle? Again, like I said, I don't think that it's dead though. I don't think when you see somebody knocked out, it's a symptom of hip hop dying, or it's about to fall under. It's just the sign of the times. It's what's going on. People get knocked out every day. You're just able to see it more often. Any shout outs, Bruce?
Yeah, we got shout outs, man. But the first shout out goes to Fleetwood Spice Collection. Y'all know what it is. Check them out. The 4th of July is coming, and all y'all grill masters want to show your stuff. Like I always say, I'm going to say it for the rest of this month. You need this for a spice-changing experience. Give the Fleetwood Spice Collection a try. He's talking about Bill Maher.
Brew, what up, boy?
Right. He said Bill Maher should be punched in the mouth. That's all. He felt too comfy saying the word, the N-word that is, punched in the mouth by as many niggas that want to punch him in the mouth. That's all. I feel that. I think I said that to you in the comment. I agree.
Appreciate the comments.
All right, this is a long one, y'all. Stupid is as stupid though, too. He said, people have the right to be offended by anything, also about Bill Maher. Is he racist? I don't know. But he was definitely wrong for saying it on his show. However, let's not act like this is a surprise. All whites say it in private. I don't know about that. It happens time and time and time again in the media, and people forget about it within weeks. I do agree with that. All I'm saying is, if we're going to express collective outrage, contact the sponsorship and express distaste for the actions. That should be the focus, rather than violent behavior, like I see a lot of black men have suggested. But that's a strategy that we need to take. You also said, let's do things differently. You all stay woke. I agree with that. Wadi Umi. At this point, I honestly don't give a shit. These days, the white youth as well as other ethnicities been referring to one another as niggas, and the black youth are so detached from history and black culture that they just look at it as pop culture, hip-hop culture. Is that other ethnicities use hip-hop as a gateway to use the word nigga all the time. Appreciate the comment. Wadi Umi. Andre Martin 603. Appreciate your comment. Andre Martin 603. He was talking to another person on underneath the show. Calvin X. He wrote in. He said, "Bro, what about KRS-One versus MC Shan? The bridge is over." And you know what this is in reference to?
Crazy diss song.
The best diss songs of all time.
That was crazy. Actually, right. We didn't leave that out.
Excellent. Mr. Fleetwood. He said, Mortal Kombat, Big Daddy Kane dissed the Cool Mo D. Lyrical evisceration. I forgot about that too, man. Appreciate the comment, Mr. Fleetwood. Appreciate everybody, man. That's what it is.
Keep checking in. We got some more good ones coming. Till the next time, we out of here.
Peace.